Ian Ileana here. Another day in Los Angeles. By Los Angeles, I mean Seattle. I'm at the Starbucks and Lace didn't come. Now, they do realize that I'm going to have to call them every single day until I actually get the police to take a statement and then file it in their records. Because I need that in order to go to see a personal injury lawyer. Because I am seeking damages. Because I have Seattle First saying, well, you owe us money for your medical treatment. And I say, my medical treatment would have been a lot easier if I didn't have a woman follow me into the restroom at the Seattle Public Library. I might have actually been able to have a genuine conversation with the female doctors, which were the only ones on staff at that time, which was suspicious. But look, women are more inclined to go into the healing profession than a man would. That's all. It's just a numbers thing. So at least I'll have to tell myself that to sleep at night. But that's what we're dealing with here. You know, I'm waiting on the Seattle police. Because honestly, if the situation was reversed and I was a male with my beard and everything, walking into the female's bathroom where there are no urinals, I assume, one would be extremely upset at me. Yeah, you might say, oh, well, you know, you go girl, you're presenting female today. They might try and rationalize that, but I guarantee someone is going to have the same reaction I did. Except my reaction is, if you see a bunch of stalls, it's just go to the fucking stall, do your business and fucking leave. If you see a urinal and you don't have a penis, then why the fuck are you at the urinals? Because with the time it took to turn around, that woman had enough time to reach, grab whatever she had on her, and then hold it out to me behind me while I'm standing at the urinal with my dick out. So that's a long time to be confused. That's a long time to be confused, unless you weren't confused. After all, I saw the video. I posted it. Girl fucking flipped her hair like she's Tyra Banks in a white body. Not a care in the fucking world. Super fucking comfortable. Now, at this point, I'm not going to be satisfied until they have a Superboy right next to the men's restroom and a Wonder Woman, or at least a photo of Linda Carter. Because, you know, she's my Wonder Woman. Right next to the women's. Because we're getting to a point where, as much as I want to be upset at this horrible woman who traumatized me, because I always am traumatized by American women, it speaks to a larger issue of literacy in America. If you can't read, if I can't read, and I admit it, I'm losing the ability to read. I'm losing the ability to read. It's hard for me to fucking say, because that admits that I'm being affected just like everyone else is, but I am. I'm losing the ability to read. This woman lost the ability to read. Because reading is so much more than just the actual words. It's the symbols, the language that we have. But by the way, I saw somebody in the chat. I'm going to bring you back up again. All I heard was trauma and I'm sold. Hey, I'm an American that's traumatized by other Americans too. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the revolution. You know, my name is Ian Ileana. I try and speak about my own PTSD as a disabled American veteran. I had to deal with military sexual trauma. I had to deal with being injured and in hospital care, and a female master sergeant sexually abused me, sent me to the hospital. There was no trial, there was no vindication. It was, you're honorably discharged, now get the fuck out. And they let me go immediately to my mother's funeral. Just trauma on trauma on trauma on trauma. It's years past that now. It's years past that. But the PTSD for me never ended. It never ended because I never got a chance to differentiate between my attacker, female Master Sergeant Miranda of the United States Air Force, and regular women who go about their days, go about their lives, don't know who I am, and would never even think about interacting with me whatsoever, let alone hurting me. I'm never allowed to heal from that because every single month, every single year, I have a once again traumatizing experience. I was already having a difficult time trying to use the restroom, and then I have this woman who follows me in there and wouldn't go. Like, if you need to whip out your penis and head to the urinal, like, do your thing, live your truth. But if you don't have one and you're just behind me and you're pulling stuff out to hold it behind me, I feel afraid, I feel threatened, I don't feel safe. And yeah, it is rare to have to deal with that. It is rare to be in a situation like that. But then I also say, what if I was a child? And, you have this all gender fucking attitude. That's how kids go fucking missing all the time. And I know it's a big thing to say, oh yeah, women are guilty of that too, but there's some milk cartons going out there that you just want to say, well, did you talk to the female neighbor? Do you know who's in your neighborhood? Because you like to think that just because you have ovaries and tits that you're a saint. And that's not the case. There's some females on death row for fucking drowning her kids. We live in a world where when it comes to evil knows no gender. I'm sorry, let me get to your comments. Well, I'm subbing, I can relate, it never ends. Okay, I just started this. Have you heard of EMDR therapy? That's terrible. I hate how this society thinks men can't be harassed by women. Yeah, it's a double standard. It clearly is. And I understand that the level of evil that you would have to be as a woman, the level of depravity to target men in a way that is malicious is a lot, because the average woman just she doesn't operate on that level. I understand that. I really do. But if it keeps happening in America, if it keeps happening, then you have to say there are exceptions to that rule. And you can't make it a rule anymore. As a woman, I can tell you we can be the most vindictive. Men can be awful too. I'm not saying that men can't be awful people. And men are more often terrible people. But that's not what I'm dealing with right now. Men will not fucking talk to me or bother me to fucking save my life. Like, the amount of sexual harassment I get from women in America is disgusting. Number one, because I'm gay. I like to say I'm bisexual, but I can only be bisexual if I wasn't in America, because I can't deal with American women after this. We have to understand, sorry, I'm trying to get to your comments, but alright, we have to understand as people who have been traumatized, hurt people. Oh yeah, I was abused for 14 years by a man. I understand. I'm so sorry you have to deal with that. Thank you for saying that, because it's hard to relate to a person what it means to be constantly abused and to never have a safe space, and to have to say, no, I can't even let a woman sit next to me because I can't relax enough to say, you're not going to reach over and try and fondle me or something like that. That's the level that I've come to, because I've been sexually assaulted sitting next to a woman. And it does, it feels empty. You know, it feels like we have to live in fight or flight constantly. Yeah, there's a lot of like adrenaline and just my blood pressure is through the roof because of all this. I have health problems because of the way that the West Coast women, especially West Coast women, when I was in the South, I'm not saying that those women were saints. Some of those were awful women. But maybe I had to deal with one or two. Two awful women. That's it. In the entire states that I was in. Two awful women. If I'm really being honest, two. Here on the West Coast, I have videos on my channel of vindictive evil women. Now, if it was just an isolated thing, you wouldn't have a full YouTube channel of women who just understand no means no, women who... I have the video of the woman who sicked a kid on me. And it's like, what the hell's going on there? We live in a world where people are very permissive, but you see where that permissive attitude leads you. You know, I keep talking about the Seattle Space Needle and the gun violence that we have. It's because we just allow it. We just allow ourselves to be victims. Oh yeah, I'm West Coast, I'm in California. Some of the women out there think they can do whatever the fuck they want. It's gross. I will definitely check out all your videos. Oh, thank you. Please do. Please do. I love that you're here talking about your pain. That's progress. Please realize that there's great stuff to heal. This is why I do my YouTube channel. Because I'm not the only one who's suffering here. There are females who have been sexually abused during their military service, and they receive no help, no sympathy. It's not like being in a wheelchair where people can automatically see that you're handicapped. It's a lot of crying by yourself. It's a lot of just, you're afraid to be touched, you're afraid to interact with people, you're just afraid all the time. So I'm not a female dealing with military sexual trauma, I'm a male dealing with military sexual trauma, but it's worse for them. And I understand that most of the resources that the VA is supposed to put out, the Veteran Affairs is supposed to put out, are for females who've been sexually assaulted or sexually harassed or sexually abused during the military service. Because in their case, there's even higher stakes. There's even higher stakes because what if someone rapes you and you're not allowed to have children again? Because it might endanger your life because of the scarring that you have there. Or what if you become pregnant? You know, I talk about the rape culture of females, but the rape culture of men is pretty fucking bad. And these women in the military, they exit and there's just no accounting for it. We sweep that under the rug. We go about our days. We're supposed to be supporting our heroes. We're supposed to be supporting our veterans. We're not doing any of that. We throw money at them. You know, we declare them disabled and say, don't worry, you don't have to work again. And I get that because personally, I can't work again. Not after all that I've experienced. But then what do you do with your life? Because what if you have to go to the store? What if you go to your local public building and you're sexually harassed there? When does it end? Because it seems like it doesn't, ever. VA in America is shit. I'm in the healthcare system, I know firsthand. Much love, I support you in here. I'll stop on your next one. Thank you, 2A. You are always welcome here. You're always welcome on my channel. Please, thank you so much for that like and subscribe. I hope to see you on the next podcast. So I'm waiting to upload a previous podcast that I did while walking here. I'm going to give it another 20 minutes or so for the police to show up. If they don't show up, then I'm just going to have to call them tomorrow and then start this process all over again. But that's where we are right now, because I'm not the only one who has to deal with this. Men and women have to deal with these. If you go to the bathroom, you should go to the bathroom to use it. You shouldn't go there to harass people. And that's what's been going on here. At least at the Seattle Public Library. Now I understand that you have a lot of homeless people, you have a lot, but this woman didn't look like she was fucking homeless. Miss Taylor Swift with your fucking hair tools, she didn't look homeless. You looked like you had sense about you. You knew you had the cameras watching you. She showed up for the cameras, which is why I'm saying your presence of mind was I'm gonna flaunt what I'm about to do. So if that is the case, then I'm gonna call you out. Now, I don't want to call her Taylor Swift because Taylor Swift would never do that, which is the only reason why I talk about celebrities and that world. It's like I don't want to act. I'm too lazy for that. Actors are people with work ethic. They believe that there's ethic in having worth in yourself. Me, I am a disabled veteran. I believe in nothing but rest and relaxation. That's all I can deal with. But these celebrities, they deal with stalkers. They deal with just really horrific stuff. So I want to make a joke about it, but Taylor Swift actually had to call the fucking CIA and say, "Could you look into my stalkers?" Because it's scary. But we never address it. We never say that the level of fandom that we have is inequality. Because you look at people who have a lot, you look at people who have talent, and you never say, well, I could have talent too, but maybe in something different, or maybe I can recognize that I love myself. And that is also very valid. I mean, do you really want to be someone who is being stalked? You get disturbing messages in your email, on your doorstep practically all the time. It's like, you don't want that. You don't want that at all. You probably want the money and the fame. Who doesn't? But I don't think a lot of people can handle it. I'm the type of person who says, can I just be known for being a nerd? I'm a nerd. Change.org/Genius to Mars. Change.org/Clear LA Smoke. I have environmental plans that I'm trying to get approved on Change.org. Like, couldn't I just be known for that? Instead of the perpetual victim of sexual harassment by horny American women? I don't know. Like, Albert Einstein didn't have fucking groupies. He had people who respected him, but, he didn't have, women behaving like they are on the West Coast here. At least as far as I know. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'd love to hear about the women who were groupies for the theory of relativity. That would actually be pretty interesting to hear about. Alright, so I'm going to call it there. My name is Ian Iliona. I'm an environmentalist. I'm a human rights activist. I'm a mutant. I'm a werewolf. I am a veteran with PTSD from military sexual trauma. I'm not getting any better. I'm not. There was probably a time when I could have differentiated between an incident that happened 8 years ago and just people acting a fool today in 2026. But if it continually happens, I have to say it's more symptomatic of rape culture thriving not only in female Americans, but male Americans. And yeah, I agree with the statement that it's a learned behavior. You only hurt someone because you've been hurt. And I'm sorry that someone hurt you. I really am, because you shouldn't feel that way. But if you take that on other people, then you're just a bad person. And I try not to project my level of disdain for how I've been treated. But it's hard. It's hard for me when there's just never any justice. There just isn't. You know, that woman. I don't know her name. I don't. I want to fucking find out so I can sue the bitch. But until I do, I guess I have to sue the city of Seattle. I have to sue the Seattle Public Library. I guess that's where things are going. But the good news is, if I did win a settlement, I guess I would have to invest it back into your fucking city. Because I can't live in a country where you think it's okay to shoot at people at the Space Needle. The Space Needle is supposed to be a beacon of hope, progress, and a great meeting point for people to just marvel at human architecture. But you didn't see it that way, and that's a little disappointing. So, I'm not going to say I'm going to give all of it, but I'm going to at least fucking hire some private security for them for at least a year or something, because you just can't say that you have a city budget for your landmark and then you treat your landmark like that. Number one, have it cleaned, because I saw it. The thing needs to be fucking dusted. It needs to be cleaned. And then two, like, you need to expand the domain of it. Like, you really do, because most of the people who come to see the Needle, they see it from the street level. I know you want to charge admission to go see it from the top, but if you didn't cover the street level, if you didn't cover for 2 blocks in a radius around it, then that's why you have the issue that you did, because you didn't properly gate things. And that's something that has to change. You have to look at these landmarks and public gathering places and say, yeah, we need safe spaces. We need guaranteed safe spaces, as in, you went through a metal detector just to walk by. And to continue walking, you either had a residential pass and you went through the metal detector, or you've been personally escorted by the police. That's the level that we're at right now, because we cannot trust our neighbor. I'm sorry to say, we can't. I wish we did have more community events where people felt included and a part of something, because then you wouldn't turn to gun violence. You would actually say, no, I have someone I can talk to if I have problems. So I encourage people in Seattle, if you have a problem, talk it out. Or at least talk it on YouTube so you can get clicks and views, because that is so important. No, really. It's important to just exercise your freedom of speech, because if you want to pick up a weapon, you can always pick up a phone. And sometimes that is stronger. The pen is mightier than the sword. And in this case, well, I guess the iPhone or the Android is. I hope to see you on the next podcast. Be good, lads, lasses.